Hey guys, my name's Kian Hushman, and for a second time we're going to be checking out how to get a great modern metal tone 100% free. Let's have a look. So I've done a video a couple months back similar to this one where I used the Ignite Amps Emissary plugin, Emissary, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's basically a free amp sim that you guys can pair with your own cabinet impulse responsers to get a great modern metal tone at home. However, I got a comment on a video a couple days back asking me if I've tried out the Ninja Amp Sim by NaLex, and I hadn't, so I downloaded it, tried it, and I was absolutely blown away the first time I heard it. By the end of the video, you'll see me create the tone and use that tone in a demo song which you'll hear shortly, but before we get into that, I just want to talk quickly about the Patreon that I just started. So if you guys are a fan of the channel, you might already know that we just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much, and I thought it'd be a great time to launch my Patreon. If you guys are fans of any of the content that I create, whether it's like instructional videos like these, covers, Instagram videos, plugin demos, anything like that, this Patreon is for you. By supporting me on Patreon, you guys will get access to a bunch of different things such as general behind the scenes looks at what I'm doing, my workflow, how I make the videos, as well as plugin settings that you guys might not be able to see behind the scenes. Also get access to tabs for any of the original music that I create, such as the demo song that you're about to hear in a few moments. Anything that's on my YouTube or Instagram that's original music, you guys will get tabs for, so you can learn it yourself and play along. You guys also get the opportunity to download audio stems for anything that I create, such as drums, bass, the guitars, the layers, all that stuff you guys get separately, so you can download them, tone match them, play to them, cover them, do anything you guys want. If you guys really want to support the channel, I've kept 2 spots open for individual Skype lessons, so you guys get an hour-long Skype lesson with me, so you can go through anything from technique to playing to audio production, anything that you want to improve on, I'm happy to help. The whole purpose of this Patreon isn't so much about me benefiting myself as much as it's about benefiting you guys, in the sense that all the support that comes from the Patreon will go straight back into like better lighting, better cameras, better audio, so I can pump out higher quality content more frequently for you guys to watch and enjoy. If any of that stuff interests you, feel free to check it out here, or I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check it out. But for now, let's just jump straight into the Ninja plugin and see what it sounds like in a mix. So this is it. This is the NaLex Ninja Free Amp Sim. Now I can't remember the exact person that commented this, but it was definitely a subscriber, I'm pretty sure. I'll leave the little comment like as a picture so you guys can see it. But I remember him asking, have you used the Ninja Free Amp Sim? And I hadn't, so the first thing I did was looked it up, installed it, and played through it, and I was absolutely blown away in like the first few seconds of me playing through it, because it sounded so good and it was free. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to go through everything I got going in my like plugin chain here. Every single thing in here is free apart from GGD, Studio Cab Zilla, and CabLab 3, but I'll go through those at the end. But everything else from G-Tune to G-Gate to the Ninja to these 2 instances of NAD IR are absolutely free, and everything within them like the impulse responses are free as well. So starting off with G-Tune, it's just like a great little tuner plugin. I use it on all my videos, and I do use it like pretty much every day. If you haven't got this yet, you can download it from there, as well as G-Gate, which is just like a noise gate. As you can tell, if I turn this off, the Ninja is a very, very noisy amp, and it doesn't have a built-in noise gate, which is fine because it's free, obviously. So this is free as well. You can just download this, install it, run it before Ninja, and you get a nice little noise gate. Now moving on to the Ninja, it's a very nice little GUI I got going on here. Props to Luan Albani, I hope I pronounced that right. But basically you got your input control, gain, you got 2 channels, so you got a drive channel and a clean channel. I won't be looking at the clean channel today because we're going for like a really high gain type of tone, so I'll keep it on drive. Bass, mids, treble, presence, power amp control, which is really nice, as well as if you want stereo on or off, and volume. So going through all the settings that I've got on it right now, input I haven't touched, I just kept that dead in the center. I didn't want to play around with it too much. Gain I've trimmed back just a little bit just to bring more articulation out in the playing. If you turn gain all the way up, gets like super washy, super gainy, so just having it down there is super nice. gets those palm mutes nice and crunchy. Obviously we're on the drive channel. Bass, I don't really touch the bass knob on any amp sim really, because I always feel like it's at the perfect spot and I don't want to touch it too much. I don't want to make it too thin or too boomy. I just kind of keep it in the middle and it works, so I just keep it there. Mids, now this is interesting because it's extremely versatile in the sense that if you push mids pretty high, gets super honky and gets that like really signature gent type of sound. But if you scoop it back a little bit, you can get pretty versatile with the tones. Usually when you scoop it back that far, it kind of sounds like bad, but in this instance anyway, it doesn't really sound that bad to me. I kind of like it there, but for the purposes of this video and the kind of the tone that I hear in my head or whatever, I'm going to keep it at around here, just so you get the best of both worlds. As you can tell so far, we haven't really moved much from dead center on any of these knobs, and that's how the plugin loads up, pretty much dead center. So if that just goes to show how good it sounds out the box, then yeah. Going to the treble knob, I've pushed it up just a little bit just to let the high end breathe a little bit more in the tone, but then just to mediate that kind of like hissy frequency, I've turned down presence just a touch. Power amp control. Now this is really cool because power and saturation kind of affects like the looseness of your tone. So if you push it up and just start chugging away, it can get really loose and flubby. If you turn it down though to where I had it before, kind of around that like 3.5 area, gets super tight, super articulate, and really brings out the articulation in your playing. Stereo I haven't touched, I've just kept it off, and volume I haven't touched either, I've kept it down in the middle. And that's literally it. That's like everything you need within this plugin, and it sounds super awesome. So the nature of this being free, you don't get a cabinet section in the actual plugin, but that's fine because if anything, it just means that you get more versatility after the fact. So a really nice thing about this is that when you go on the website to download this, it gives you some impedance curves that you can download for free and load up in your impulse response before the actual cab response. So as you can see here, I've got MLSoundLab's best IR in the world. That's in the second instance of NAT IR, and before that I've got these impedance curves going. So you get two types of 5150 impedance curves as well as a like Mesa type. I like using the second type of the 5150. I'll just go through them one by one so you guys can hear the differences. So the first one is a little bit more shrill. The second one, which I like, has like a really nice high-end roll-off and like a mids push, kind of makes it sound a little bit more like spanky and honky, like really like typical like 2010 bulb periphery sound, if that makes sense. Just kind of alleviates some of that like high-end hiss and makes it easier to mix in post. Or you could go with the Mesa impedance curve, which also sounds super nice. All these are just like little flavors that can really boost your tone. I like having the second one, so I'm going to keep it on there. So once you've got your impedance curve set, you load up another impulse response loader with your actual cabinet impulse response. And like in the other video, I'm using the exact same one. I'm using MLSoundLab's best IR in the world. I'm a super massive fan of this IR, and the fact that it's free makes it even better. You can download it straight from, like, I'll leave a link in the description so you can download it. But basically, to my understanding, I'm pretty sure this is like a 4x12, like typical vintage 30 modern metal cabinet impulse response, which is super awesome. And that's pretty much it. So everything from G-Tune all the way down to the cabinet impulse response loader. You can download all of these things for free, install it on your computer, run the exact same settings, run the exact same impulse responses. Everything's free, and you should get a pretty comparable tone to this. So now, as you can see here, as I mentioned before, we've got GDD Studio, Cab Zilla, and Cab Lab 3. Now, this is kind of the instance where if you have a little bit of money to spend on anything audio production, or you just want to get better tones out of your guitar and stuff, and you're kind of on a budget, but you don't want to spend too much, what I would do personally is I would download Ninja for free. If you're going for that really high gain, like genty type of tone, I would download Ninja, run these impedance curves, right? and now I'm going to disable this best IR in the world. Say we have like $30 or $50 to spend or whatever, you can actually just download a cabinet impulse response plugin. Now the GGD Zilla is a great example of that, because now that I've got the best IR in the world turned off, I can load up GGD Studio Cab Zilla, and all these presets here with all these different microphones and all these different speakers and stuff, I can use to create my own IR and really get some unique sounds out of the plugin. I'm a huge advocate of cabinets really shaping the way your tone sounds, more so than like changing amps personally. I feel like if you had the same amp with a bunch of different IRs, you can get so many different types of tones, and I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So if we go Genty, the Genty preset, which is my favorite out of the GGD Zilla. Then we go to like excellent jammage, so you kind of like AC/DC type of stuff. Kind of like really vintagey sounding. There's all these different presets you can pick from, and they can really shape your tone. Similarly, you can even use another one or any type of cabinet impulse response. These are just my examples that I'm using. Of course, you can use any you want, but say we were using anything else from MLSoundLab in Cab Lab 3. Now this IR that I've got loaded in here, this is from the Mega Gent Cab Pack, and it's the Gent Mix IR. Now, as you can see here, it's a .wav format, which means that I actually don't need Cab Lab 3 to open it. Cab Lab 3 is a plugin that you buy so you can open up like fractal Axe Effects impulse responses that have a .ir file extension or a .syx file extension that you can't otherwise open in just like a normal impulse response loader. But realistically, I could have this exact IR here loaded up in NaIR, but I was just A/Bing between like a couple fractal IRs and this one the other day, so it's in here at the moment. But like I said before, you can even just use the Ninja with your impulse response and then load it up with this Gent Mix IR. And you can get it to sound even better than just using like the free one. And it doesn't really cost that much either. So as you can see, just by spending a little bit on some cabinet impulse responses, you can really shape the way your tone sounds. If you don't have the chance to buy anything, definitely use this free MLSoundLab's best IR in the world, or any type of free cabinet impulse response you want. If you just search up free cabinet impulse responses, a million will come up. There's a lot of people that have done them. Glenn Fricker from Spectre Sound Studios has done some free ones. I know MLSoundLab has done some free ones. I think Ownhammer has some free ones. So you can go and just download any you want, load it up in NaIR, and it will be sweet. And that's pretty much it for the video. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I just want to mention again the Patreon. So if you guys want to see behind the scenes stuff on how I actually dial this stuff in, or like my general workflow, stuff like that. If you want tabs for any of like the beginning songs that I write, as well as the stems for those beginning songs, so you can tone match or practice it to yourself and like turn the guitars off and whatever you guys want to do, that's all up on the Patreon. Any bit of support will go straight back into the channel, whether it's like better cameras or better audio or better lighting and stuff like that, just so I can get better quality videos out to you guys straight away. As always, if you guys like this video at any time, feel free to leave a like and a comment on anything you saw or heard. Let me know if you're going to be using this from now on, or if you're going to check it out or anything. I actually think it's super good, and I was really blown away the first time I heard it, and I still am now, to be honest. So it is absolutely amazing, but definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to see more of this stuff, definitely subscribe. I love doing these like plugin demos and playing through everything and finding free tones and stuff like that. I have a couple more videos like this on the channel, so if you haven't checked it out already, definitely check it out. But if you definitely want to see more of this stuff, definitely subscribe, because I love doing it and I will not be stopping. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll catch you later. Ciao.